morning, everybody. My name is Nate Morris, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today, we are back at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the continuation of round number 6 and round number 7 of the summer shootout. I'm pretty excited for today. I think we've got some good things going for us. We're starting 9th for the continuation of round 6, so hopefully I can keep it up in the top 10 and bring home a great finish for us to kick off the day. As for round number 7, I would just like to keep the momentum up that we've had the past few weeks, get a solid starting spot, and convert that into another solid finish. In practice last night, we ran some pretty decent times. We spent all day in the 50s and even bumped down to a 48 later in the run, but that landed us just barely inside the top 20. A number of cars bolted on brand new tires this week, so they will have a slight advantage over us, but I think we can still be fairly competitive. Thank you all for clicking on today's video. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it.
And the 51 of J.R. Allen. Allen looking for his first win of the season. Here they come into turn number 3. Up on from turn number 4. Into the restart zone. Good looking start. Green lights are on. Racing down into turns 1 and 2.
2 wide up front, 3 wide further back. The driver's trying to get the jump. Didn't quite work out maybe the way they had planned. Ferguson only wanted to get a big jump. He is out front by himself. Well, he was anyway. Ferguson, big run on the top of the racetrack, Steve, able to hold on to the lead for now. That's something to keep an eye on here. That inside might be a little too slick, at least here in the early going.
Chase Ferguson sets the point. Dylan Faulkner skitters up the racetrack. That allows Sam Butler to come through. Put Butler in the second spot. Faulkner's in the third spot. Aiden McConaughey very solid here in position number 4. And J.R. Allen runs in the 5th spot. As we continue on here with green flag racing action. In the Legends Cars Semi-Pro, the VP Racing Legends Car Semi-Pro feature go.
One thing I've noticed already, Steve, we've crossed the halfway point, and this one seems weird. I know, we're 3 laps in after we took the green. But we're halfway through, and already, we talk about the hot temperatures, the slick racetrack. We've seen Ferguson and Faulkner already slip. Goes to show just how much grip there really is in the quarter mile when the sun goes down. Not so much here in the middle of the daytime. Everybody's having to adjust their braking points, their turn-in points, you name it. We're starting to see a little bit of accordion through the field. Well, it's a real-life test session here at this point, and you cannot afford to have an error because you're going to lose position while you make that lesson and get that lesson learned.
Chase Ferguson is the race leader by about a car length and a half. He picked up the win back on round number 1. Has a pair of third-place finishes as well. He's been awful good here at the Cookout Summer Shootout and doing well. In the second spot is at number 81. That is Sam Butler. Butler had the win in round number 4. Also has a second place run. Butler a couple times. He's been in victory lane at our sister track, Echo Park Speedway, down in Atlanta, Georgia. As some of the best in the business are right out here at the front of the field as they bring them down off from turn number 4. As we continue now down with, we got one the wrong way around. Kitsy. Isaac Kitzmiller the wrong way around in the 97. Gets set to go. 8 more laps remaining in this one. Chase Ferguson, flanked by Aiden McConaughey. Ferguson, the winner on round number 1. Aiden been very strong this year, looking for that first win. It's been strong alongside there, but Ferguson by half a car length down into turn number 1. McConaughey working the high side. Sam Butler was down on the low side as they hustle those cars into turn number 3.
Butler trying to fend off McConaughey's advances. If McConaughey or Allen can go to victory lane, Steve, there will be 6 winners in 6 rounds. A pretty remarkable stat. As of now, top 2 have been to victory lane. In fact, 4 of the top 6 have been to victory lane. So the likelihood of a repeat winner here in the VP Racing Semi-Pros is relatively high. Now with 6 laps to go, of course, anything can, will, and does happen here, but who knows how it's going to all unfold. One thing we do know is Ferguson up front, starting to pull away with Sam Butler in tow.
Ferguson slides up the racetrack. Here's Sam Butler dialing up the inside lane. 5 laps to go. New race leader. As Ferguson now crosses down to the low side. Butler slides up the racetrack. How about that? They're wheel to wheel off turn number 2. Working their way toward turn number 3.
Yeah, I think that may have been a defensive move on Sam Butler's part, trying not to get shoved out of the way, but it may not work out for him. It may open the door. In fact, here's Ray McConaughey. That would be for second. And if McConaughey can get to the back bumper of Chase Ferguson, well, who knows what's going to happen. We said anything can, will, and does fabrication caution for, I believe that is, I thought that was Nate Morris, but it is not. Over in turn.
Dylan Faulkner on the outside of row number 2 has won. And we have the next 3 drivers in line looking for that first one. Here they come off turn number 4, green, white checker, down to the stripe. Ferguson gasses it up. Butler swings to the high side, tries to arc it down into turn number 1. But Ferguson scampers away in the top spot. Butler able to slide down into the back bumper. Literally.
Doink, doink, bang, crash, right to the back bumper of Chase Ferguson. The white flag is in the air. We have seen this once or twice before this summer. Is Aiden McConaughey in the right spot? J.R. Allen, perhaps, into turn number 3. Butler to the bottom. Ferguson arcs it in. Up the racetrack, they both slide, but it's not going to be enough. Chase Ferguson, the first repeat winner of VP Racing Fields.
Well, that wasn't the way I was hoping the first race would go for us. Started 9th and got shuffled out of the top 10 pretty quickly. It was a really rough race. Everybody was kind of driving over their heads, and we got knocked out of the way a few times. I thought I was going to spin out a couple of times, but I was able to hang on to it and keep the car moving forward. And that was about all you could do, just try to survive. And we finished 12th, so that's another solid finish for us. And I felt like the run we were on last week was going to accomplish that top 10 finish. But, with us having to come back this week and everybody being so aggressive, we just it was kind of luck of the draw by the time the checkered flag flew. But, like I say, it was a strong finish for us. Another top 15. We've done really good about when we finish races, we finish inside the top 15. So I've been very happy with how this series is going so far. Now we go into round 7, and I'm excited to see what we can do there. Unfortunately, in qualifying, we just completely missed it. I ran a 17:79, which is my worst qualifying time of the entire series, and it shows. We're starting 27th. So we're 7th in the B main. I've got 3 cars to pass to try to get into a transfer spot. I think I can out-consistency the cars in front of me, even if we don't have a ton of speed. If I can only run a 70-something, I need to run a 70-something every single lap and try to give myself a shot at getting in the main show. The goal right now is to just make the race. If we can make the race, that gives us 25 laps to go out there and try to figure out what we're missing, what we need to be better at for next week, and hopefully we can figure out something good. But right now, I've just got to focus on the B main and getting up into a transfer spot and being able to hold on to make the feature tonight.
Again, 4 cars to qualify, 15 laps the distance. We got 11 drivers going for 4 spots. Bradley Swift, Swifty on the low side, Starling Wesley up top green. Lights are on. Round number 7 of the Cookout Summer Shootout. We're racing up off from turn number 2.
I feel like round 6 wasn't that. Oh wait, it wasn't that long ago. We throws, and very quickly they have sorted themselves out single file in front of the field behind Bradley Swift, Chisholm, Risley, Cash, LaCroix. He moved up from Chargers a few weeks ago, had a fantastic first effort, and here he is about week number 3 after that. Now he's got to race his way in through the B main. It tells you how tight the semi-pro field really is, but here we are, top 6 cars, single file, trying to race their way in.
Bradley Swift, Swifty from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, baby. He sets the pace in that number 85 car as he is in his second year of racing. 19-year-old racer, he sets the pace. Running in the second spot is Dominic Chisholm. Dominic from Hempstead, North Carolina. He started racing karts at 5 years old, and he is out here wheeling and dealing at America's Home for Speedway. Risley runs in the third spot. LaCroix runs fourth. Nate Morris one spot out of the money in that 25 as they come down to complete lap number 4.
4 down. 11 laps to go in this one, and Dominic Chisholm's got a whole bunch behind him. If Sterling Risley gets underneath him, Steve, watch out, because that's going to be where the action is. Chisholm's going to have a hard time getting back to the bottom, so it's going to be key for him at this point, trying to keep that car down to the bottom of the racetrack before everybody else gets the opportunity to freight train around his black and orange number 87. Sometimes it's a little easier said than done. The temperatures have cooled off. The track's not going to be as slick as it was earlier, but nonetheless, it is important to stay glued right there to the white line like he's trying to do off turn number 2.
Yeah, he is right now doing exactly what he needs to do. Risley wouldn't mind getting up there and mixing it up, but he's got a little wiggle room. It's Cash LaCroix that wouldn't mind the insurance policy sitting there in position number 4, but things have stretched out just a little bit right now. So we're 7 laps in, 8 laps to go. Right now, the halfway point as they make their way down into turns 3 and 4. And so far, so good here in the BP Racing Fuel Legends Cars Semi-Pros.
And things are humming right along. Complete lap number 8, 7 laps to go, just past the halfway point. And it is a 7-car breakaway in the front of the field. Oliver Missner bringing up the tail end of that one, but any one of those 7 can transfer their way into the top 4 spots, and all it takes is one slip, one mistake from any of those drivers, and they can be on the inside and then quickly looking from the outside because of just how tight this field is. They continue to circulate behind Bradley Swift, and everybody's still minding their P's and Q's, single file in the top 7.
Yeah, as they make their way around, the Cash LaCroix has fallen into the clutches of Nate Morris. We're down to 5 laps to go, and Nate Morris is there. He gets to the back bumper. Battle for the 4th spot, the final transfer spot. Jackson Reynolds in that 9 car. Which way does he go? He tries to follow through on the low side. New driver in the 4th spot. Nate Morris takes that spot away.
Oh boy. Cash LaCroix made a hole there. I'm not so sure there was a hole there, but he decided there was, and now he is all on the back bumper of Nate Morris, trying to move him up out of the way. And I'll tell you one thing, Nate Morris will not take very kindly to that. I wouldn't want to face him after the race either. Nate Morris is a big boy. He'll tower right over you. Give you the old stink eye, if you will, if you pull that move off. But he's doing a good job for now, keeping him behind him. LaCroix sideways, but it is stacking everybody up. And the top 3 are loving this right now,
Yeah,
Steve.
top 3 are gone at the front of the field. Swifty is gone, Chisholm is gone, and Risley is gone. Now Nate Morris gets just a little bit of breathing room as we've got 2 laps to go. They're mixing it up behind him. Cash LaCroix dirt tracks it off turn number 2. And boy, that's what Nate Morris wants to see now as he steps out by about 4 or 5 car lengths. Off turn number 4, one more trip around the speedway here in the BP Racing Fuel Legends Car Semi-Pro B-Main.
Bradley Swift's got this one pretty much in the bag as long as he doesn't make a mistake. Same for Chisholm and the 9, Sterling Risley. Nate Morris, well, all of that shenaniganry behind him works to his benefit. He'll make his way off turn number 4, and Nate Morris be the final transferee into tonight's VP Racing Fuels Semi-Pro feature, along with Bradley Swift, Dominic Chisholm, and Sterling Risley.
All right, we made it through the B main. Thank goodness. I was starting to get very stressed with about 5 laps to go. The laps were counting down, and I was not in a transfer spot. Luckily, I was able to keep in touch with the 27 car there, and he made a small mistake through turns 3 and 4, got a little bit wide. I was able to wrap the bottom, get right to his bumper, going into turns 1 and 2, and I knew I had one shot, one opportunity right there, and I just kind of drove it in there and was able to slide him out of the way. It's not something I normally like to do. I like to try to set up passes and pass people without making contact, but sometimes, when it's coming down to it, you got to make a move. And I didn't think I was going to get a second opportunity if I didn't take that one. So had to do that. Was able to get into the transfer spot and hold on for the final 4 laps, and I was able to make the feature. So now that we're in the feature, I still don't have any kind of crazy goals. If we get to a top 15, I think that would be a miracle at this point. We just don't have a lot of raw speed. We made some changes to the car going into the race. Hopefully we can make that work and see if we can pick up a little bit of time. We're starting last, so there's nowhere to go but up. So hopefully I can make my way forward and get another solid finish.
Neil Doolan, Dylan Faulkner, J.C. Fickinger, Sam Butler, Aiden McConaughey, J.R. Allen, Maddox Hooper, and Preston Risley, your top 10. VP Racing Fuel, Legends Cars, Semi-Pro, Feature Go, 25 laps the distance. Ferguson gets the run, and we've got a mess in turn number 1.
Yeah, that started, I think, before we got to the start-finish line, Steve, and, yeah, not the way to start it with a Pro Fabrication yellow.
Miller, Nick Bulkley, Bradley Swift, Dominic Chisholm, Sterling Risley, and Nate Morris. Take 2 on the VP Racing Fuel, Legends Cars, Semi-Pro Feature. Ferguson gasses it up. Hunter Jordan on the high side. He gets down into that second spot. Neil, the real deal. Doolan now goes third.
Front half of the field made it through turns 1 and 2. The back half, they're still they're still throwing sluggers at each other. They're getting after it behind them, but up front for the racing is, for the lead, for the win ultimately. Ferguson up front over Hunter Jordan, and Hunter Jordan's just had one of those summer Steve that he's been in contention so many times, has yet to go to victory lane. It's not for a lack of trying. He is there every single week. Here he is yet again, runner-up spot, trying to find a way to the point.
Yeah, Hunter Jordan McSlush out there in that number 81 J car. Has a second player, a 4th place run on round number 5. Has a 5th place run on round number 2. The racer out of Davidson, North Carolina. A lot of accomplishments in the sport, but it has been a little bit of a rough go for it here this season. But he's got a dandy going here tonight as he stuck right in behind Chase Ferguson. That's the good news. The bad news is with Neil Doolan and Dylan Faulkner behind you, boy, Hunter Jordan has got to be flawless if he's going to have a chance to win this race.
You use his nickname there, McSlush. It makes me wonder, things about Slush doing a day like this, but where in the world do you get the nickname McSlush in a race car?
No idea where that came from. It was just on the note sheet they gave me. I have no idea. No idea. And he's running in that second spot and doing a nice job. Chase Ferguson, the racer out of California, spends his summertime here in North Carolina. He will go west during the fall and run the Cars Tour West Series. But here is the challenge. Hunter Jordan is right there on the back bumper. Ferguson slides up the racetrack off turn number 2.
Yeah, big slide there for Ferguson. We've seen that a lot tonight. Drivers overdriving the corner. I'm not sure if it's a lack of grip from the hot temperatures, the slick surface here in Charlotte, if it's just the old adage in sports, he heard footsteps, or what exactly happened. But Ferguson loses the lead now to Hunter Jordan out of turn number 2, and he has to defend quickly. Neil Doolan wants second. He's all over the back bumper of Ferguson in turns 3 and 4.
Ferguson has 2 wins this season. He picked up the win earlier tonight. Neil Doolan has a win earlier this season. Dylan Faulkner has a win earlier this season. Sam Butler has a win earlier this season. So the front 5, 4 of them have won races. The guy out front, Hunter Jordan, wants to add his name to that list as he completes lap number 9.
Ferguson out of turn number 2. He'll draw even into turn number 3 and nose ahead out of 4. So Ferguson going the wrong way as the freight train begins to line up. And just behind them, Steve, talk about the recovery. There were a couple of rough rounds for that driver back there in the 7th spot, J.C. Fickinger. You've seen him in the black car, but he's overcome a lot of adversity. He's up inside the top 10 of a solid run, trying to run these cats down.
Yes, he has. Done a nice job up there in that number 87 car. What a battle for second on back. Neil Doolan now gets the upper hand. Third on back with Faulkner there. Hunter Jordan is there. Ferguson is there. Let's not count out Aiden McConaughey in that 71 car. He is there running legends car. Semi-pro race continues on. Right now, Neil Doolan has got his focus on one thing. One lap at a time, trying to close in on Hunter Jordan as Jordan sets the pace.
A lap ago, Steve, the difference was a few thousandths of a second that time. Doolan was about a tenth faster than leader Hunter Jordan. Just past halfway with a 7/10 of a second lead. You do that 7 or 8 times, you can get the job done. Problem is, you got to do it 7 or 8 times, and Hunter Jordan's got slipped 7 or 8 times. This fight further back, we talked about Fickenshire. There's Maddox Hooper as well. That is the fight for position number 7, as Fickenshire now trying to retake it from Maddox Hooper.
Boy, no doubt about it. This is a battle into turn number 3 as J.C. Fickenshire is there. He is battling with Hooper in that car. We've also got Caden Bradshaw on the 9. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out, and we are under caution. Knows you got to get to the finish of these races, and you do it enough times as far forward as he is, you're going to monkey around and get a win here before we're done with the summer shootout. He's in the 4th spot in that 71 car. Green lights are back on. Hunter Jordan, your leader, down in turns 1 and 2, but man, does he have a hornet's nest behind him. They're 3 wide for 2nd spot.
Neil Doolan, maybe the big loser in this one. Faulkner got around, Butler's underneath, and watch out behind him. We are stacking them in. And they are all kinds on top of one another. It's a cookout-style crash over in turn number 4.
Brought back to 4th, but on the choose, he chooses the outside of road number 1. I like the gamble. Hunter Jordan down on the low side into the restart zone. Gassing him up, side by side down into turn 1 and 2. Jordan and Doolan. Dylan Faulkner in that 60 car is in there as they make their way off turn number 2. Faulkner bobbles a little bit, and Doolan is able to slide back down into the 2nd spot.
You know what they say, you don't get the big payoff without the big gamble, and Neil Doolan able to take full advantage of that. Slides into position number 2. Lap number 17 on the board, 8 laps to go, and now all of a sudden, Neil Doolan's got a shot to win this thing on the back bumper of Hunter Jordan for the race win.
As Hunter Jordan needs to be yellow flag, as we've got Randy Phillips the wrong way around down here in turn number 1. So 18 laps down as McConaughey going to take his crack at it. Doolan stuck in line in that 79 car. Here they come off turn number 4. Man, what a good start by everybody at the front of the field. Everybody got everything they could get down into 1 and 2. Hunter Jordan gets the advantage off Joe Doolan follows him through. McConaughey wheeling and dealing on the top side.
Oh, if Aiden McConaughey can finally get that thing to victory lane, what a night it would be. He has been so close so many times, and all those cats around him every single week seem to best him by 1, 2, or 3 spots. And here he is now stuck on the outside with 7 laps to go. 2, 3 former winners nearly in front of him, and one wannabe winner in Hunter Jordan, who's looking really sporty right now at the front of this field. Could it be a 7 different winner in 6 rounds, or 6 different winner in 7 rounds, Steve? Starting to look that way, perhaps, for Hunter Jordan.
Yeah, Hunter Jordan is really looking smooth at the front of the field, and Tony, we've got years and years of watching Hunter Jordan race. This is not an abnormal thing. When he gets that thing dialed in, he is very, very talented in that number 81 car, and he's got some work to do, though, because just as we say that, Neil Doolan has turned the wick up on him. We're down to 4 laps to go, 1 mile. Hunter Jordan needs to have a flawless mile as he leads down into 1 and 2.
Yeah, Steve, the last couple of laps, the drivers behind them running their fastest laps of the race in the 17.3s. Hunter Jordan still in the 17.4s. Doesn't sound like much, but when the gap is 1 car length, those tenths of a second matter. Now with 3 laps to go, he was faster that time than Neil Doolan. He's got to put together 3 more laps like that. He can start to put the distance between himself and that red and white car.
Hunter Jordan is the race leader. Neil Doolan is 2nd. Dylan Faulkner is 3rd. 4th spot is the number 81 of Sam Butler, and Aiden McConaughey has lost touch with the leaders as they make their way down. 2 laps to go, and Hunter Jordan, by about 3 car lengths, leads. Yellow flag is out. We got one the wrong way around here off from turn number 4. As business is picking up, the VP Racing Fuel Legends cars, semi-pro drivers make their way off turn number 4. McSlush grabs the gear and he goes, but Neil Doolan looks slow as they go to turn number 1.
Oh boy, that was a gutsy move by Neil Doolan, and it paid off. He was able to make it stick. But Hunter Jordan, I was going to say, he's not going to let that slide. track, and here's the time flag. Caution is out. Is this race official the last time by, or will they get a restart since the field had not taken the time limit flag?
So the time flag is out. Next flag ends at Hunter Jordan McSlush. Into the restart. They're already banging off each other. Neil Doolin again gets up onto the low side. This time Jordan does the block, but he slides up the racetrack.
Up the racetrack he goes. Can he get back down? I don't think he can. Dylan Faulkner's there. Faulkner sails it in. Doolin on the bottom off of turn number 4. Neil Doolin. White flag. Check that is in the air. 1 lap to go.
4 drivers battling for the win. It's the VP Racing Fuel Legends Car Semi-Pro race. Into turn number 3. Doolin is your leader. Faulkner gives him a shot in the shorts. Off turn number 4. Neil, the real deal, Doolin picks up his 2nd win of the season. Dylan Faulkner finishes in the...
Wow, I don't know how we were able to pull off a top 15 by the end of that one. We had some wrecks, which definitely helped. We made an adjustment to the car before the race started, and that helped us a little bit. The car definitely felt better. We still struggled in some aspects, but it definitely was moving in the right direction. At one point during the middle of the race, my motor, I felt like, started to bog down. I felt like it didn't have the pull off the corners that it normally has, and I wasn't able to get to the rev limiter at the end of the straightaways. So I was having a downshift at one point to try to just get the car out of the corners quickly. And we had a caution. I was able to turn the car off, turn it back on, and that seemed to help our issue for the rest of the race. This week, we were definitely off, and to have an off week and still finish in the top 15, I think is pretty strong. So I am happy with that. Happy with our results today, finishing 12th in the first race and 15th in this one. So I think we can go into next week and just look for what we need to go a little bit faster and get back to the level of competitiveness that we've had the rest of the series. But I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.